Katie, I love you. That much is obvious. The more subtle aspects are just how much and why it's so. I simply do not have as much fun without you. You are miraculously the funniest and most beautiful person I've ever met. The ease at which you can make me laugh is something that I genuinely cherish. It doesn't matter how many stressful things are polluting my mind, you somehow know exactly what to say, no matter how mind-numbingly stupid it is, just how funny I think the word hey is. Your beauty to me should go without saying, but the truth is actually the opposite. A beauty like you requires constant affirmation, something that I know that I struggle to fulfill, but the truth is not that I'm lazy or thoughtless, but that I'm stuck between speechlessness and awe. And whenever I look at you, this isn't limited to when you get dolled up, but also when you're asleep with a face mask on. I'm not sure you want to hear this, but I'm apprehensive about getting curtains because you in a sleep mask is the perfect example of what I mentioned before. I have to cover my mouth because I want to cackle, but also I can't stop looking at you because A, you're fun to look at, and B, see point A, but you're mine. Katie, these next several hours are great for us, but it's mostly to celebrate everyone else that has journeyed to this point with us. The next several decades, however, will be about you. You have forced me to mature into a man because your innate goodness has challenged me spiritually, emotionally, and financially, because Tiny Princess is very hard to tell no. But in all seriousness, I know that my word doesn't mean what it should, and for that I'm sorry. But you know that we will be happy until it is our time to go and see Grandpa, and I vow to make sure that that is the reality each and every day. I vowed to only have eyes for you, Kathryn Holly. I vowed to not be rash or harsh with you, even when you're driving me to crash into the median. I vowed to be present. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the new Call of Duty has been recently released, and I enjoyed playing with my friends, especially when you want to engage in conversation. I want you to know that I will always choose you, Katie. I will choose you over work, if you can believe that, sporting events, friends, and even family. Getting to this moment has been the finish line on my first real journey of maturation. The journey of life with you has no finish line for me, but just enjoyment that I have my woman. And what a woman she is. I will leave you with 2 verses. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at proper time he may exalt you, casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5, and then 1 Corinthians 13. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. So now faith, hope, and love abide, these 3, but the greatest of these is love.
Ezra, from the moment you stood in front of my apartment picking me up for our first date, I knew something felt different about you. I felt excited about you, and that wasn't something I was sure I would ever feel again. My heart had grown cold to the idea of ever truly falling in love, but you changed that. You softened my heart and helped me drop my guard down. I'll never forget giggling with you the entire drive to Upper Crust. I've been obsessed with you since that day. You made me laugh so many times over dinner. Opening my car door and taking my coat off before I sat down is a core memory that I will hold on to forever. When I looked back and reflect on our relationship today, I can't help but just laugh. We've had such a silly time together, and when I think back over the years, how many times we have just sat and laughed until we couldn't breathe. I fell in love with you so fast. It was so easy to fall in love with you. You have such a magnetic personality, and I have loved watching you touch the lives of everyone you meet. You bring so much joy to every room you walk in. I'm sorry, I just need a second. Some things that I admire about you are how you never cast judgment upon anyone. You're so careful with your words when you speak of others. You put your friends and loved ones first. You're the most generous person that I have ever met. I admire how intentional you are with your life. When you set a goal, you stick to it. You've encouraged me so much through school, and watching how hard working you are genuinely inspired me to work harder and set higher goals for myself. You have such an infectious laugh. I'm sorry, my stomach is red. You have such an infectious laugh. And there's a reason that every single person we know says Ezra's the funniest guy I know. You know how to find something in common with anyone, and I know I can bring you around any group of people, no matter their background, and you will never cast judgment. I feel so proud that I'm going to be your wife. I'm proud that you carry your mat openly and you don't hide the struggles that you faced. I have never been more proud of you for how much progress and growth you've accomplished over the last few years. When I think back to difficult times in our relationship, when it has been tested, I don't feel sad, I feel proud. Proud of you for making a conscious effort every single day to be a better man and turning to the Lord when you fall short. I would not change one thing about you, Ezra. Our relationship has been through many trying times, and I can confidently say, I know that we will be able to handle anything that life might throw at us. I feel safe with you being my life partner, and I'm thanking God out loud as I write this to you in the chapel that we're getting married in today, for blessing me with a man of your character. You are the most handsome man I have ever met. I love your brown eyes, your smile, your ears, your lips. You were literally created perfectly for me. I'll never forget seeing you in person on our first date and feeling genuinely giddy inside at how attracted to you I was. Thank you for loving me unconditionally. Thank you for never giving up on me even when I'm pushing you away. Thank you for loving our corgis even when they're being absolutely horrible. I can't wait to watch you become a father and raise a family with you. I'm so proud of you. There isn't a word that can begin to describe how I feel when I think of us getting married today. You make me feel like the most beautiful girl in the world, and you remind me of my purpose when I'm struggling. I vow to choose you every single day. I vow to put God first in our relationship. I vow to never give up on you no matter what we might face. I vow to have a forgiving heart. I vow to make you feel safe with me and know I'm committed to you forever under a covenant of God. I vow to be patient with you, and I vow to continue to grow with you. Please know that I would never change one thing about you. I love you so much, and I can't wait to do life with you forever. Love, Katie, almost eaten. I'll be your tiny princess until I take my last breath.
Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. A lot of people today think that love is a feeling, but it's not. It's a commitment. Ezra, God calls you, and so do I, today, to commit to be a servant leader and to sacrificially love Katie and to put her before yourself. Katie, God also gives the woman instructions. The woman is to respect her husband and to follow his leadership. This is ultimately all about something greater, trust. This is not a lesser role, but an equal and vitally important. Ezra continues to lovingly and sacrificially serve you. He'll melt away your defenses, and you'll begin to trust him more. When you do this, it'll make you a powerful team that can accomplish far more together than you ever could apart. What's fascinating is that a woman's greatest need in marriage is to be loved, and God's number one command to the husband is to love his wife. A man's greatest need in marriage is to be respected, and God's number one command to the wife is to respect and to follow the husband's leadership. And your marriage will be that picture of Jesus Christ and the church. When you guys model this, you'll be a powerful team. Christ-centered people with a Christ-centered purpose and a Christ-centered marriage. And God will receive much glory from it. Love you. And now, by the power vested in me, by the state of Oklahoma, and more importantly, by God himself, I now pronounce you man and wife. Ezra, you may kiss your bride. What God has joined together, let no man separate. It's my honor and my privilege to be the first to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Ezra Deaton.